causes of floods.
In this video, we will be defining what a flood is, and we'll be looking at the physical and human factors increasing the flood risk. Okay, so flooding occurs when a river bursts its banks and overflows onto the surrounding land. There are many factors which can cause a flood. The main cause of floods is obviously heavy rain, which arrives too quickly. The water quickly finds its way to a river, increasing the volume of water, leading to a flood. However, the natural landscapes and humans can also influence flooding and cause an increased risk. So let's begin by having a look at physical factors that are affecting flooding. So let's begin with geology. Some rocks, for example, chalk, are permeable. This means they will allow water to pass through. However, naturally, some rocks are impermeable. For example, slate. An impermeable rock will not allow water to pass through them, and as a result, the water has no option but to either collect on the surface or flow over it, which increases surface runoff. Relief is another physical factor affecting how much flooding occurs. So relief is the height and shape of the land. During rainfall, water moves too quickly on a slope and will flow over the surface faster than it can be absorbed into the ground. Consequently, the water will reach the low-lying land or the river much faster, again increasing the risk of a flood. So let's move on to some of the human causes of floods. So the first one is land use. Urbanisation is leading to the growth of cities, which means land is being covered by more buildings and roads, which creates more impermeable surfaces. As a result, cities have less space to store excess water. Water runs quickly into drains, allowing water to enter the rivers faster, increasing the flood risk. Also, gardens are being paved for convenience of mowing the lawn, or due to the increased number of cars, more people are turning front gardens into driveways. Both of these increase the impermeable surfaces. Forestry is another factor. Trees intercept rain. This is done by the roots absorbing water or the leaves catching the rainfall, and therefore the process of transpiration, which is evaporation from the leaf, will take place. If trees are removed, there is nothing to intercept the rainfall, resulting in rainwater being able to reach the rivers much faster. Additionally, without roots binding the soil together, more soil erosion occurs, which enters the rivers, building up their beds and making the river's capacity decrease. Okay, more human factors. So we've got farming or agriculture. So by using land for arable farming, so this is farming of crops, there is an increased flood risk. Now you might think this is a little strange because crops absorb water, which they do. But once the harvest of the crop has been completed, the fields are left bare. So there is nothing to intercept the rainwater. Ploughing also increases the flood risk because it creates channels for water to easily travel along. This increases the speed of the water to the river, as well as increasing soil erosion, and allows the riverbed to fill up. And the final factor is disappearing fields. Fields are starting to disappear for various reasons. Firstly, they are sold to property developers. Also, large-scale farming has led to more sheds or concrete yard use, resulting in the land for infiltration to be reduced. Additionally, pond tunnels are used. Although some infiltration and evaporation can occur, this is significantly reduced. Okay, now that you have revised the causes of floods, have a go at these questions. What are the human causes of a flood? What are the physical causes of a flood? What does permeable mean? What factors cause the ground to be impermeable? Pause the video now before the answers appear. Okay, so the human causes of a flood are land use, forestry, farming, and disappearing fields. The physical causes of a flood are the relief and geology. Permeable means that water is allowed to soak into the ground, and the factors which cause the ground to become impermeable are things like impermeable rock, which is natural, such as slate, tarmac or concrete, and building structures, for example polytunnels or sheds.